All right, are we live? Anybody? We are live? Ian, are we alive?
The broadcast of the regular meeting of the Board of Estimate and Taxation will now begin.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this live broadcast of our virtual meeting. This meeting includes the remote participation of members as authorized under Minnesota Statute Section 13D.021 due to the declared local health pandemic. For the record, my name is Carol Becker. I am the president of the Board of Estimate and Taxation. I will now call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to call the roll so we may verify the presence of a quorum. Clerk.
Board Member Fry. Cogill.
Here.
Wheeler.
Here.
Bender.
Here.
Fletcher.
Here.
Board Member Fry. President Becker.
Aye.
There are 5 members present.
Okay. Let the record reflect we have a quorum. We will now proceed to our agenda, a copy of which was posted in the public access to the city's legislative information management system, which is available at lims.minneapolismn.gov. For all voting, we will do a roll call procedure because we cannot see who is saying aye when we're all dialing in. Board members, the agenda for today's meeting is before us. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a proper motion before us. Is there any discussion before the clerk calls the roll? Seeing none, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll on the motion to adopt the agenda.
Board Member Fry.
Aye.
Cogill.
Aye.
Wheeler.
Aye.
Bender.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
President Becker.
Aye.
There are 6 ayes.
Acceptance of the minutes. The next is the acceptance of the minutes from the June 24th meeting. I do have a request to make an amendment to the minutes. Clerk, do we make a motion first and amend it, or can we make a recommendation to amend and then do one vote?
Madam Chair.
I think we make a motion to approve and then we add the amendments.
Madam Chair, yes, you should state what the amendment is, and then you can take a motion as to whether or not you want to amend the minutes.
But do we have to put the minutes on the floor first and have a motion to adopt and then amend?
Madam Chair, you can ask for a motion first and then see if there's amendments.
So moved.
We have a second.
Second.
Thank you. So, under discussion, we have a proposal to amend the minutes. Mr. Hoppy.
President Becker and members of the board, this is a request for a small change, basically to trim up the background regarding item number 6. So I'd like to read a suggested language change. So after the first sentence ends with the word board, that is communication to the board, and we would delete the word while and start out with the oldest bond authorizations for the projects have expired, deleting the comma, according to the city's financial policies, period, and deleting the rest of the sentence. And it's background just to clean up and keep the focus of the background related to the instructions that immediately followed the background.
Thank you. Wait a minute.
I make a motion to accept the amendment.
Wait a second. Wait a second on the slight adjustment of the minutes.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I think we're fine on this, Mr. Hoppy. Thank you so much. Any other discussion? Clerk, want to call the roll then?
Board Member Fry,
Aye.
And this is on the amendment, on the amendment to the minutes, just to be clear. Go ahead, I'm sorry, I apologize.
it's okay. Board Member Fry,
Aye.
Cogill,
Aye.
Wheeler,
Aye.
Bender,
Aye.
Fletcher,
Aye.
President Becker.
Aye.
There are 6 ayes.
Thank you. So let's move on to discussion. Item 4 on the agenda is a presentation by the Finance Department on the revised 2020 budget.
President Becker, the 2020 budget discussion was going to be presented by our budget director, Micah Intermill. But although he was able to work on the budget work earlier today, I received word from Mark Roth that Micah is out ill for the rest of today. So we don't have a presentation, and there can be a couple different ways to still get this information. One is to have Micah back, I think it's August 12th, basically the next board meeting. Another would be to have Micah or Mark Ruff reach out to you just to answer your specific questions, or possibly to put it in a written form, such as an email.
Do we have anyone from the Finance Department on the call? On this call?
Yes, Chair Bender, Lori Johnson, I am here. I do not have Micah's presentation materials, so I apologize for that. That was a last minute change. We had a very long budget meeting today, and I know President Bender and Mayor Fryer on this BET board as well, and could answer some of those questions directly. The information has not changed substantially as far as the mayor's proposed. From what you heard last time, amendments were offered and accepted at the meeting today. I do not have copies of all of those in front of me. That meeting ended, I believe, around 3:30, so, or excuse me, 3 o'clock. So not a lot of time to put those together. I would try to answer questions, but I would also defer to council members on the call who could speak directly to those as well. So I apologize that we were not able to get something pulled together quickly following Michael's illness.
I appreciate it's a difficult job having done it, so I understand. I do have some questions, and I would like to be able to get some answers for some of those. Before I do, though, I'd like to have Mr. Wheeler speak.
Yeah, first of all, sorry that Mike isn't well. These days are tough on all of us, and we hope he feels better soon. I don't think there's anything wrong with having, because the way things are sort of dynamic and changing week to week, I don't think it would be a problem if he's able to make his brief presentation, what do we said, about 10 or 12 minutes or something, at our next meeting. And I think it's okay to wait a few weeks on that, unless there's a huge pressing thing that we move ahead right now. But I think it would be, first of all, I hope he feels better, and second of all, I think my recommendation would be that we wait until the 12th when he can give us some more information at that time. That's what I needed to say. Thank you.
Do I have comments from any of the other board members? I guess then, seeing none, I can tell you a couple of where my questions are going to go in the future. So the Finance Department, I don't want to blindside anybody on the questions, but so you know. One of the broad questions is what the forecast is for the downtown recovery going forward, and not just in the next 6 months, but how the Finance Department is thinking about the sales taxes, the parking revenues, and all of that over the longer term. And the next question that I'm going to have, so people know, we have in this proposal debt for capital, debt for cash, pay-as-you-go capital. and when we would be maybe seeing those proposals coming to the Board of Estimate. Will this be coming in September? We were going to do a bond sale, I believe, in September, and what the timing is on those proposals. I'm also curious whether or not with the hiring freeze, if we have details on where we think that those vacancies are going to be occurring, because the numbers to me feel high for a mid-year hiring freeze, and I may be wrong, but they're feeling high to me, so I'm curious where we're projecting that. And then the 9 million projected adjustment in the general fund and the 11 in the downtown assets. I'm curious on the details of those, and then the difference between the payroll reductions and wage freeze and salary reductions. I'm curious about those too. So I'll be asking those questions in our next meeting when Michael will be able to be available. But just so people know that I've got some detailed questions on those sorts of things. So I haven't gotten any of the paperwork on like what was done in markup, what materials the city council is using in any of this. So I'm coming in pretty blind. So also any materials that have been handed out, I would love to get a copy of those and just have them sent to us also. The only thing that we've gotten recently from Micah is about I want to say spreadsheet, but a 3-page PowerPoint of numbers, which I love numbers, but there's not a lot of detail there. So I would also request that the city send us whatever materials that they are using. So those are my concerns, and I hope we can follow up with them in an upcoming meeting. I have to check my script here. Do we have any other issues before the board? Any other issues before the board? Any announcements, any directions to staff at this time? Since we don't have our main speaker.
President Becker, you asked a bunch of really good questions. It sounds like you have them written down. Those have been shared or will be shared, so that'll be easier to respond to at the appropriate time. Is that correct?
I have shared them with Mr. Hoppy, who had communicated them, to my knowledge, to the budget director, and so I'm just kind of going through them so the public knows kind of what some of the questions are. They're not coming out of left field between Mr. Hoppy and the budget director.
President Becker, I'm hoping at the next meeting to bring discussion of BET's own budget for 2021.
Okay. And I would remind everybody that we did zero that out last year on the mayor's recommendation, and we had an agreement from the mayor that we would then restore that budget this year, and I will be holding him to that, Mr. Fry. But yeah, I appreciate that. Do we have any other business before the board? Any other business before the board? All right, if we have nothing else, then with that, I would move for adjournment. Do I have a
so moved.
Motion and a second?
Second.
I guess we can't do all in favor. Would the clerk call the roll?
Board Member Fry,
Aye.
Cogill,
Aye.
Wheeler,
Aye.
Bender,
Aye.
Fletcher,
Aye.
President Becker.
Aye.
There are 6 ayes.
With that, we are adjourned. Thank you so much.